Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Ted, and today I'm bringing you a USAS-12 gameplay. This is going to be a more thorough, in-depth analysis on the USAS-12 shotgun. If you missed my previous gameplay, I posted a lot of, well, it was a 30-3 with USAS-12, but it was more general tips of shotguns in general, with the whole class as a setup. This one, I want to talk specifically about the USAS-12, specifics about the shotgun, the damage, and one of its special attributes. So let's start with the special attributes. I'm sure most people already know this, but if you do not already know, the USAS-12 is a built-in 1.8 times sprint duration. This is really, really cool. It's essentially extreme conditioning built into the gun. A little bit less, it's actually 20% less sprint duration, but still it's a 1.8 time sprint duration, whereas Extreme Conditioning Pro would give you a 2 time sprint duration. A huge benefit of the gun, it's just being built in. I'm going to use this gun anyways because I have to get gameplays with it. Having an extra sprint duration is awesome. I like sprinting far. If you got to get from one side of the map to the other side of the map, this is the gun for you. Also, the USAS-12 is a huge overkill in close quarter combat. I think I stated it did like 300 damage in my previous video. I was wrong. It only does about 240 damage. However, that 240 damage is good for about 15 meters, which means that it's got one of the longest ranges before damage drop-off occurs of all the shotguns in the game. I think the only one that beats it is the Model 1887. However, one thing you're going to notice about the Model 1887 is it fires at exactly 1/2 the speed of the USAS-12. So if you get that first shot off with the Model 1887, you're going to have a more likely chance of getting a one-hit kill at the longer ranges. However, if you get a hit marker, you can get in 2 more shots of the USAS-12 before you're going to get in your next one with the Model 1887. That's a fun fact for you, especially if you're going for shotguns. I like consistency in a shotgun, and the Model 1887 is very consistent with one-shot kills. However, it's not consistent after that first shot. So say you missed that first shot, I like being able to pump out another shot very rapidly. With the Model 1887 or with the SPAS-12 or with the KSG-12, if you use any of those shotguns and you miss your first shot, you're essentially a dead man. And the problem with going for a MW with those guns is that eventually you're going to miss a one-shot kill. In fact, it's going to happen quite frequently. And getting off that second shot before someone turns around and kills you is very unlikely. The USAS-12 is fully automatic as well, which is nice because I can actually drop shot with it. You're going to see a few times throughout this gameplay. I'll drop it with the USAS-12. The reason for this versus the other shotguns is that, generally speaking, when I have to tap the trigger, it's a lot harder for me to drop shot. I'm not technically sure why. As far as finger movements, it shouldn't be, but I like to drop it with fully automatic guns, and this the AA-12 is, the USAS-12 is one of the 2 shotguns that I'm allowed to do that with. The AA-12 is the other one that's fully automatic, but that's a pretty much worthless shotgun. If you ever used it before, that one fires. It's got the two more bullets in your magazine, but it's completely worthless. It has absolutely no range and no damage. It's a horrible, horrible shotgun, and the USAS-12 is much superior. In fact, in my personal opinion, the USAS-12 is the best shotgun in the game as far as consistency goes. The Striker is better as far as fire rate, and as far as the AA-12 is faster fire rate as well. But the Model 1887 and the KSG and the SPAS-12, they simply cannot compete with this fire rate of the USAS-12 and its damage and its range. It's an overall very, very good gun. What else can I talk about with the USAS-12? The iron sights are not needed. I know that's often considered for a gun. The iron sights are not needed, and here's the reason, guys. I think I went over this a little bit in my previous gameplay, talking about shotgun talk. But the USAS-12 is very similar to the other shotguns in that when you aim down sight with Steady Aim Pro, you're going to lose that Steady Aim Pro ability. So with the problem with the shotguns in this game is that, unlike in Black Ops, it used to be in Black Ops when you aim down sight, your crosshairs got smaller, and I really did like that. But in this game, they made it so that when you aim down sight with your crosshairs, they actually get bigger if you already have Steady Aim Pro on. So you lose that Steady Aim Pro ability when you aim down sights. I really don't like that. The other thing I'm going to notice with the shotgun is that as far as the best proficiency goes in this shotgun, there's range and there's damage, and there's 2 alternatives. So I get asked, actually I saw in a video one time, a couple people were asking on a USAS-12 video that I watched, it was a gun guide video, they said, you know, what's better, damage or range? And here's the thing, there's no given answer for this, it's honestly personal preference, and here's the 2 situations. Range is really good for the longer shot kills, quite obviously because it gives you extra range, but range is only good if you're a precision person. The range is only good if you're not getting any extra damage at the longer ranges, you just get a longer range on your gun. But if you're a precision guy, if you always get your targets in the middle of your crosshairs, that range proficiency is going to be a lot better for you than damage is. However, if you use damage, there's 2 attributes for it. The one main was that you have less pellets in your shotgun that actually need to get on contact with the other person for it to kill them. It basically boosts your damage 40%, so it's essentially stopping power from the previous Call of Duties. And you don't have to have that precision aim. You can get like half your sights on target at longer ranges to get that kill, but you're not going to have the same amount of ranges you're going to have on the USAS-12 if you have the range proficiency on it. But here's the other thing. When you get the specialist bonus, as you see I'm on specialist bonus right now, I get the range proficiency, but I don't get the damage proficiency. So if you're going to look at it that way and you're going to use Specialist, make sure you slap on damage originally. That way when you do get that 7 or 8 kill streak and you get the whole Specialist bonus, you're going to go ahead and get the range proficiency as well. Because if you have the range proficiency on, I have so much trouble saying that word proficiency. If you have on the range proficiency, then you're not going to get into the damage proficiency. I don't know why it works out that way. I wish you'd get damage as well. But it's not built in, it's not coded that way. So if you have damage already, then you will get range after you get the Specialist bonus. That's a few tips and tricks. I hope you guys learned something new. If you did, as always, make sure to hit that like button. It makes me know you enjoyed the video. Also, if you're new to my channel, as always, make sure to click subscribe for high quality content every single day for your viewing pleasure. Other than that, guys, have a great day, and I'll catch you all later. Bye.